I'm just going to cut to the chase. Get your ass out of bed. It's time to get up. The loop. Oh, yeah. The loop has begun. Good morning, guys. Yes, sirree. It's the restart of the morning loop, the morning show. Mornings in the lab with Keith Bilous. That's me. Across the glass is producer Christina Flynn and producer Jimmy. And right over there is the big strong man himself, Jon Andersen. And that guy over with a bunch of holes behind his head. No, we're not recreating the wire this morning. We got Marty Flynn. We got Marty Fitz. Not Marty Flynn. Marty Fitz. See Marty Fitz. Christopher Martin joining us as well. One of the OGs here in the morning show here in the lab. Starting the morning loop. Big show today. And hey, just a couple reminders for you guys. This is an explicit show. And probably today, more than any. So I will invite you, if you got children around, I invite you to put the headphones on, move them around, turn the volume down. We'll try to give you warnings when that's coming up. But yeah, we're going to drop some F-bombs. I suspect we got a little video going to drop this morning that's probably going to have some F-bombs in it.
And if somebody says it's a beautiful Monday, I'm going to choke them.
I
Show up every day, baby.
That's it. The morning loop, the first 15 minutes of the show, the unpredictable 15 minutes of the show that you never know what's going to happen.
I feel like
the loop is made of hours, not days, brother.
Listen,
I'm still working on it. Listen, there's people listening to us who might not be watching, and there's people that are tuning in that might not be able to see us. We're trying to create the most safest space in the world for men all over the planet, regardless of what your views are, what color you are, what gender you are, whatever you stand for.
It looks like bullet holes. It's
you know
drill
what's
holes
awesome?
behind it.
It's awesome.
I did leave the stove on. I was like, dude, you are like out of your mind here. Come on, get it together.
And now I'm like, this is my life, dude. If you don't like it, get a fucking...
Listen, guys, if you got kids in the room, you might want to put the headphones on or turn the volume down, because we're going to drop some F-bombs along the way. And we do have a guest showing up today. We have an aspiration to create the safest space for men on the planet. Men of all races, genders, sizes, shapes, whoever. You got a heart, you're a human, come join the lab.
Get the fuck up and go to work. Put food on the table.
All right.
Take care of your fucking family. Stop being a little whiny bitch.
Oh, the feelings are important to me as a man. And I'm suspecting there's many men in this listening to you right now that perhaps feel the same way. I want to know why we are scared of sharing feelings. I want to know why that feelings are something that we should not speak to. I want my boy and my two daughters growing up to find men like Christopher Martin, like Jon Andersen, like Keith Bilous, ones that are not afraid to share their feelings and share their emotions.
When you do the things you don't want to do and you get good at that, all of a sudden you have a whole lot of choices and you can start doing exactly what you want to do. If you haven't learned how to go through the sticky spots, and what you've learned to do is sit around and use your feelings as a way not to do them, that's where I have the problem.
A lot of men don't have someone they can open up to. You can't walk through life just bottling things up, bottling up emotions. And then what happens when you shake a soda can and you try to open it? Everything just explodes.
I want my son to grow up in a world where he can talk about his feelings. Do I want him to use his feelings as a side of victimization? No. Do I want him to use his feelings as an excuse to not do things? No. But I want him to have an outlet. All parents know that they're going to fuck up their kids. It's just in which way will they fuck up their kids?
If you don't take care of yourself, you're not taking care of the ones you love. You're not even giving a version of yourself to the world that's worth a damn.
I'm tired of living in a world where I can't listen to what somebody else says over there. The easy thing is not to have a conversation. The easy thing is just to agree or disagree and say, okay, we're done with it, move on. I want to have a conversation. And that's really what it comes down to. Starting something is extremely exciting, especially to a creative like myself. But finishing, baby, that's the magic, because it's fucking hard. Oh, finishing is hard. Find just one reason to keep going, and then give it your all to make it happen. Finishing is not about the result. It's about learning who you really are. He's great at making the mundane appear insane.
In terms of should men be talking about their feelings?
Yeah.
Absolutely. I think we have a lot of groundwork to do. We need a much bigger, healthy look towards therapy as being a normal thing like you do and going and visiting a dentist versus...
I think a prerequisite to what we need to do as people, as humans, is start to realize and look at those challenges and look at those things that happen to us and rewrite our story and realize, okay, yes, if you're a half empty person, even a therapist is going to have a hell of a time pulling your head out of your ass. So perspective, people.
Your belief is that creativity can't be forced. It needs to flow naturally like a good workout.
For me, that is going for a long walk, going to the gym, and it's basically anywhere that kind of natural ideation forms, where you're like walking along and all of a sudden it's like, oh wow, that's a really good idea, or oh, why didn't I think of that before?
It's like taking all of these little things and bringing them together to put you at your peak creativity. You can't just go, oh, I want to have a good idea, I'm going to sit in a chair. Did you do all the things that you needed to do to put your mind in that proper space, to quiet out the world, to nourish your soul?
Stop cutting corners on your health, all right? Stop taking shortcuts, all right? It's not just about how you look, but it's also about how you perform in every aspect of life, okay? When you neglect your fitness, that effect is larger than you think. If your body isn't in shape, your life isn't in shape.
Forget this idea of balance and just start to realize what you need to do to keep yourself at the level where you want to be.
We're rewiring your guys' thought process that you got to start today at the gym. Whether that gym's in your mind, whether that gym's in your bedroom, whether that gym's at the gym, but it's doing something to get yourself started first.
Do something to challenge yourself. That's going to give you the mental benefit as well from exercise. So that could be Pilates, that could be yoga, it could be jujitsu, whatever. But do something to challenge yourself, to release them endorphins and get your mind working.
I'll go into a pool and I'll get a weight and I'll just sit at the bottom of the pool holding my breath and I go swimming. And it's just something I've recently been doing, but it just, oh, it's amazing. It just washes everything away.
Are you keeping your tools sharp so you can do what you need to do physically? Or are you letting the edges get dull?
This show is all about positive content to help you guys get moving, help you guys stay motivated, help you achieve your big, most audacious goals.
I have been doing exercise for the best part of 20 years of my life, and I have never done cardio like it.
Boldness paves a direct pathway to growth. And you always say, John, if somebody understands the goal, you haven't set the goal high enough.
You've got to be able to do the shit that most people can't do, because you're going to get the shit that most people will never get.
Business life is all about taking the punches and keep on going. And it's how do you keep this constant message of positivity, you say, or like strongness and stuff if you're dealing with shit on a daily basis.
I think Elon Musk is a wonderful person at creating narrative. He's like, yeah, I'm going to Mars. That's a leader. The biggest thing that most leaders don't do is make a decision, stick with it, live with it. And even if it's not the right decision, you've made the decision.
Don't go looking for other people to replace them. No, let's make it work, and let's keep the goal the same, and let's get there. Let's work through it.
She wasn't posting every day. She was talking about what she wanted to talk about. Her posts weren't like perfectly laid out the way the gurus tell you to. So she's a great example of somebody that's been able to grow and done it authentically in her own way. Everyone has access to AI. Everyone is going to have access to content. How are you going to differentiate yourself in the market? The way that you do that is through yourself and by being able to share that story to create connections with people and become memorable.
As much as anyone can predict the future, Renee sees a world in which story-driven, human-centered content triumphs over the machine, the AI. Telling your story is how you stand out.
When we watched that video,
yeah,
we were all like,
yes.
Who in the hell made this video? We were like, we were sitting there talking about Brooke, of course, but this was for her to get a job. But there was a brief moment after, it was like, the focus was not about her, it was the video. Like,
so true, John.
What just happened?
Make sure it's something that you really love. There is some phenomenal finance in this, but it is an industry that you have to chase with your heart and not your wallet. Absolutely love doing that. This is not for you. Do lots of things, because when you do lots of things, you'll soon realize what you hate and what you like.
What's your opinion on ground beef in a Ziploc bag for easy protein on the run?
That's one of my suggestions, baby. I tell you, you cook up some ground beef with the spices you like. You got trouble, you just put some of that in a Ziploc sack.
Throw some cooked ground beef in a Ziploc bag. When you're hungry, dip those hands into the pocket and pull out some greasy burger beef.
Leadership is hard. And I think we need to, as men, we need to explore not to be afraid to talk about our emotions.
The unimaginable happened, something that felt so far out of sight. But here's the point at the end. You never know what can be brewing when you go to work day in and day out. The only morning show, gentlemen, to help you guys achieve those big, hairy, audacious goals. And hey, bring your feelings to the table.